358 0.5. Now that the mandatory 6 months has passed before family members can move onto this ship, and with no good reason to do otherwise, I have decided to allow civilians on the ship now. I intend to allow, for the moment, any chefs and entertainment professionals for the bar that are necessary for crew morale. There's a few scientists Starfleet wants me to allow, and I've decided to start allowing family members where appropriate. These individuals are coming on board the Miramar, and I think we're rendezvousing with them in a day or so. It does seem that this is an indication that Starfleet really is returning to its roots after this last war, no longer fearing putting civilians back on ships again. Also of note, the Miramar has recently reported being in an ion storm, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. In Captain's log.
Yeah, excuse me. Oh, go away. So what I have for the first scene is like I want you guys to role play out like any personal communications, any letters, from people that might be on the Miramar, for those of you that have a vested interest in the Miramar. If not, anything from back home, a friend, family, loved ones, whatever. This is your opportunity to kind of role play out your character a little bit and more or less have some fun with it. So yeah, whoever wants to go first, by all means, stage is yours.
I mean, I guess I can go first. Let's see. The doctor's probably sitting in his quarters, setting up his message to go to let his wife know that she is allowed to come aboard the Sarek with him. The letter is, well, I guess it would be like this. It's, Dearest Neandra, I look forward to being able to see you again. I've just got approval from the captain to have you on board. I look forward to... Well, I had it written down. Hold on. Let me look for it. Okay. Let's see. I know it's been a while since we last saw each other, and I hope to be able to meet our child, and I look forward to it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it's love, Andal. And then it's sent away. And then he gets up and walks to sickbay.
Cool.
And that's the end for me.
All right. So if anyone else wants to do theirs next.
Sure, I'll jump
I
on.
would like... Someone else can go, but I do like to do a scene with the captain.
I'll go for that one. Buys me time to think.
Okay.
You can, if you need to place me somewhere, you can. If not, I'll be in the ready room.
Okay. It's fine if you're in the ready room, but she'll chime on the door.
Let me get back to my... what's going on? It's not the trip. There it is.
Enter.
Captain, do you have a moment?
And he's gonna shuffle some papers or a pad around on the desk. Yeah. He waves at you to come in and says, "What is it, Commander?"
I would like to put in for some time off, if you don't mind. I'm going to use up, since I haven't taken any time off this entire year for Shore League, I'd like to use up my 2 to 3 weeks worth of time.
What's the occasion, Commander?
I haven't really talked about my personal life a whole lot, but I am currently engaged to get married, and while I don't have a date set yet, because since we're both in Starfleet, we're trying to jug both our responsibilities for this, but I am engaged to get married, and he would like to have it on Earth, but I'm trying to give it someplace closer.
Before I say anything else, Commander, I need to verify that he's not in your chain of command.
Well, Captain, you'll meet him in a day. He is actually the captain of the Miramar. Captain Thomas Mitchell.
The captain's gonna get kind of a sour look for a second, and then go back to trying to look professional. So have you decided if you're gonna stay in Starfleet, Commander?
I have every intention of staying in Starfleet. We both do. We know this relationship is going to be hard, but we're both committed to making it work.
It's your career, Commander. You can have your 3 weeks. Just make sure that you inform the second officer.
Yes, sir. I will do that. I'll have the requisition form on your desk as soon as possible.
Anything else, Commander?
No, that's it, unless there's something you need of me.
No, I think I don't think there's anything I need from you. You're dismissed.
Thank you, sir. And Prax heads out.
Hey guys, just double check. Roll20 did something weird, so it might have kicked you out of the game. So just double check it.
I had to refresh, so.
Yeah, so did I.
So just for clarification, as far as rank goes, I'm second officer, I think.
I assumed that the ship had an unnamed second officer. Since
Well, wouldn't it have been the science officer, which is me as well?
I
mean,
we can say that. I mean, I
it's whatever.
assumed that the Sarek was large enough to have someone else. If we ever got in a position where me or the commander weren't on the ship as players, it would be you who is in charge. So we can say that you're the second officer.
Okay.
I just assumed on a ship this large there would probably be a dedicated second officer in the command division.
It was just a question I had because I was just needed clarification.
I mean, I'm not a king. You can be the second officer.
I mean, I know. Okay. Just glad I got the clarification. Carry on.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it doesn't even have to be the next highest rank, because technically the doctor outranked Data, but Data was the second officer.
That is true.
But, talk for another day. So who would like to go next?
I can go now, or I can go after. Depends on if the other person is ready.
You go ahead.
Okay. So the Takarik is settling into her quarters and opens up the terminal. She types a few letters, then deletes it. Types a few letters, then deletes it. She gets up from her desk and goes over to the replicator and puts on a pot of tea, and then sits back down, and there's a flashing light. That's your cue.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, dear Kajal, I was about to light my Duranja to mark your passing. I have not received anything from you in many cycles. I was starting to chant the passing prayer. O my Takarik, Tesra Peldur and Patri Bren, Bentel Ventan Ulan Sten. And I'm not going to repeat that.
Okay. Takarik smiles. This is an old friend, and she knows the melodrama that she uses to lovingly guilt her. And she continues reading.
But I paused and thought I'd best make sure, as I wouldn't want to embarrass you without the declaration, so I tried to ask around. And I found a young ensign with a nice father who just happens to know a cousin of mine who was more than happy to let me know that your transfer from that dreadful Klingon, Sean, was successful. And you were safe aboard the USS Sarek. I'm glad this apparent stranger was kind enough to let a poor old woman like me know that you were safe. Rakaja Utshala Burala Emma Burukana Orank Ralanan Takarik. Propet. Yeah, we'll go to the end of that.
That's fine.
If you are not so overburdened that you have time to write me, I'd be happy to receive news of how you are doing. It would be so nice to hear from you. Bajor has changed a lot. You should see it. There's a nice lot for sale a few grids over. It's very beautiful. Nice neighbors. But the Kiras down the street are so uppity, always going on about a third cousin twice removed. So vain.
Takarik laughs. This woman.
Did he cut out?
Oh, maybe I did cut out. She's laughing that the woman has all. Hold on, my mic's cutting in and out. I gotta fix it. Hold on.
No worries.
All right. So she's chuckling because the woman, is always deeply connected to the people around her, whether, in meaningful ways or even petty ways. And she continues reading.
The royal children got married. Turan to a sweet young lady in Starfleet science. I should give her your number. And Liba to a farmer. We are heading out to the countryside this year for the Gratitude Festival. It's like you have been a Moran. It would be nice for you to come.
And she shakes her head and takes a sip of tea. It's always like her to try to set her up, especially now that the ones that she's had to worry about are off, been married off. And she continues.
Take care now. Don't cause too much trouble. I love you and can feel your paw from here beating through the prophets' voices. Zaya Kala Tara Anushur Tavan Akules Kavur Makana Kel.
And she smiles. This is a very nice letter. But she's struggling to write a reply back. She goes back up to the message that she was trying to write, and begins to type. In response, with comradely greetings. Now, it has been too long. Unfortunately, I have been reassigned aboard a Federation ship in deep space. Bajor is distant. I appreciate you reaching out. It's good to know you are well. You are, aren't you? I must get back to my duties. I'll write again. I promise not to take as long this time. And she hits this. Her finger hovers over the send button for a few seconds, and then she presses it, shuts the terminal, and retrieves the tea. And that ends the scene.
Cool. Nicely done. Anyone else?
I'll be me. Altera is in her quarters, sitting at her bed, tapping at a pad. Looks up, sighs. Oh, all right, computer. Let's try this one more time. Begin recording. Hello, Father. Please understand. Oh, I hate
Sorry.
this thing. Father, please understand that I'm not about to halt my career just to satisfy your... Pause recording. Can't say that. Let's try that again. Start again. Father, understand my career is important to me, and I have every intention to serve Starfleet until delete. No, I give up. That's it. All right, then, fine. Computer, start. Mother, next time I get leave, I'll be sure to stop by the colony. End letter. Process to send to Miramar, please. Oh, great. All right, well, that's that letter. Now to Haroon. Wedding. I don't want to go to a wedding. The wedding's already happened. God damn it. And on she goes with one painful letter she's been stalling on after. That's it for me.
Cool. I think we got Calum and possibly the captain next. Or left.
Up to you who goes, Captain. Mine's kind of rudimentary.
Yeah, go ahead and I can follow up.
Okay. Caleb's gonna be sitting in the lounge with basically a bottle of synthahol. It doesn't really matter what, probably whiskey, which is kind of untouched as he sits and thinks. And if anybody from the crew wants to step in and talk to Caleb about what's going on, anybody can.
Where's the ensign again?
Where are you at?
I'm in the lounge.
Sure. After Takarik finishes her tea, she, tries to lay down, but this is a shift change for her after working these long doubles from the exploration of the last planet and the incident with the Klingons. And she's having a little trouble adjusting to the schedule. So, she gets dressed back up in her off-duty uniform and makes her way down to the lounge, an area that she has yet to explore, I believe. This is different than where they have the dinner, right?
It's the same spot. It's basically
Oh, is
10.
it? Okay, so she makes her way down to the place where she had the dinner before, and is there to see if anybody's around. Reluctantly socializing. She enters the room, and are you the only one there?
Yeah, probably.
And so she's gonna go over to the replicator, and she's gonna order something that I don't know offhand. So order something and sit down. Not next to you, but maybe like a couple tables away. And she takes out a pad and starts reading. She looks over and says, "Is it good morning or good night? I lost track."
Honestly, Lieutenant, I don't know.
Yeah, in space, it's not always clear, is it?
No, it's not. And you can clearly hear in his voice that something is wrong.
How do you Federation ers denote time? Is it you have a standard based off of Earth? I'm assuming, as it seems like the humans dominate this Federation.
I would suppose so. I mean, I know DS9 runs on a 26-hour, probably because that's the standard rotation of Bajor.
Hmm. She kind of looks at him and says, "Did you find the last encounter interesting?"
Fairly interesting.
You oh, go ahead.
However, my mind is elsewhere right now with fallen friends and family.
Thoughts of friends and family is nice, but often complex. And she kind of nods understandingly. They're
True.
not often quiet.
True. To be honest, I really didn't know my parents that well. They died in the Rakantha province on Bajor during the Resistance. And most of my friends from the Academy were assigned to other ships other than Michelson while he was here.
And how are you dealing with that?
Lost in thought. I mean,
Well, I hope you find your spot in thought.
thanks, Lieutenant. And with that, I'm probably going to bring the scene to a close.
Sounds good.
Cool. Think all that would be left is if the captain has anything.
I don't think I do. I didn't have anything written, and I don't really think there's anything I want to do.
All right, cool. We will go on to the next bit then. All right, so I'm gonna fast forward to the next scene just a little bit, to about when the Miramar is set to arrive. So you guys are at the rendezvous point. However, the Miramar is not, and they are about an hour late, and you have not received any word from them.
Is this during first shift?
Yes. Yeah, everyone's
Okay.
at their post.
Okay. Commander, let's see if we can get them on long range.
Okie dokie. I guess that would be me doing scanning, long range scanning. Alright.
Go with it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had
Do I
someone
need
come
to-
in my room.
There's no sign of them, Captain. On
Captain,
long
it's not
range.
like it's very unlike the Captain of the Miramar to be late.
I actually have to concur with the commander. He is almost pathologically prompt.
The captain kind of looks over at Prax and goes, "How quaint." Helm,
Yes, Captain.
do we have a trajectory for the Miramar?
Like a projected path.
Yeah, like we know where. I assume we know where they're coming from. So, can we draw a line between where they came from and here?
Oh boy.
Captain,
Do I-
I'm receiving a distress call. Automated distress call coordinates 337 Mark 328. It's the Miramar. And it's stopped.
Yellow alert.
And the ship sets yellow alert conditions.
Ensign, start lining us up to go to their position. Doctor, can you hail them?
I can try, Captain. And I try to... No response, Captain.
Ensign,
Yes, Captain.
are we ready?
We're ready, sir.
Engage.
What speed did you set?
It being an emergency distress call with a Starfleet signature, probably max warp.
Okay.
Emergency
Yeah,
warp.
the captain would agree to max warp because of the civilians on the ship.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to need an engineering and control or daring difficulty 1.
Is that who would that be from?
Chief.
Yeah, probably. Just kind of to have the ship maintain the speed. Is how I'm thinking it.
Engineering plus what? Daring?
Either daring or control.
Okay.
Whichever's higher.
And look through my thing real quick. Warp field dynamics focus.
That would be fine with me.
Okay. I'm assuming difficulty 1 is accounting for the fact I'm in main engineering and all that noise.
Probably not. So if you get anything special with that, let me know what it is.
Yeah, any engineering task, as long as I'm in the main engineering, if you do it in the main engineering room, it reduces the difficulty by 1, unless it's a problem with the room.
Is there a minimum with that, or is it just reduces?
Minimum to 0, I think.
Okay, if it's a minimum of 0, it'll be difficulty 0 then.
Okay.
I can't remember if that makes it a. I mean, it's good because that was really more or less a here's some momentum task.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's
And
a reason
we'll
I
go
stay
ahead.
down there.
Maybe the chief is just like trying to hold all kinds of nuts and bolts together.
Main engineering to bridge. Reason for yellow alert?
We have a distress call, Chief. We're gonna need you to maintain maximum warp.
Aye, Captain. Everything's holding stable down here.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So, with you guys setting high warp, it takes you about 4.5 hours of time to get to where you think the distress call might have been coming from. You know, the last known position or whatever it may be.
I want to say that whole time, like
What was that, Captain? You cut out on my end.
I was saying uncharacteristically that whole time the captain stays out on the bridge instead of in the ready room. Is kind of a sign of how worried or how he feels about the situation.
Oh, the captain cares.
It's a lot of civilians.
It really is.
Cool. So yeah, we'll go ahead and drop you guys out of work. At the position of the last known coordinates.
I'm going
Doctor,
to
do
get
we
a
have him
scan
on
of the
scopes?
area. Yeah, we'll do a scan of the area.
All right, Doc, this will be Reason and Science, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors and science, or sensors and security.
I would assume that I am not currently on the bridge, or would a yellow alert have made me come to the bridge because I'm command staff?
So we established that this was Alpha shift, so you would be on the bridge at your post.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. Sure, I can assist.
So this would be the ship's sensors and science assisting.
Oh.
Just like that. Yep, you guys got it anyway. Cool. All right, so I'm going to be giving you information in bits, just for role play purposes. So here's the first bit.
No sign of the Miramar. There is debris at coordinates 201 Mark 227. And he's like, you can actually tell he's starting to, like, his voice is starting to crack a little bit. There's a faint ion trail heading in the direction of the Romulan Empire. And there's a strong warp signature heading deeper into the expanse.
So, like, when I say, like, Romulan Empire, it's just like, if you were to take the big map of the expanse, it's that one's, you know, what it's basically coming from.
Yeah, it's head. Oh, from the direction. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and I would recommend that you guys read carefully what I am sending you on this one, more than any other.
Yeah. So, the exact is a faint ion trail leading from the direction of the Romulan Empire, and there is a strong warp signature leading deeper into the expanse.
Are they the same signature?
I don't know. Are they?
You can spend a momentum for obtain information.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Isn't he the SO?
I am the science officer. I get one for free, I think.
Are you the SO or are you the doctor?
Yeah.
In this situation, the science officer.
Can't be both.
Yeah, you have to be.
Right.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So if you're the doctor, you don't get the free one.
Right.
That's fine. Then, yeah, momentum. Are they the same? I'll spend momentum for it.
Yep, nope, I was debating how I wanted to give you the info.
That was a difficulty 2 scan, right?
Correct.
Okay, just want to make sure.
The strong warp signature leading into the expanse isn't the same.
Can we get an analysis on the debris?
Actually, I want to spin the momentum to see if it's a Federation warp signature. Is that okay?
You're the science officer.
I mean, yeah.
It's our last one.
Ooh,
I know.
I'll point out, we succeeded at a sensor thing with the ship assisting with sensors. We have high resolution sensors on this thing. We have an extra momentum because of that.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, so you guys get that one back. So you use that free one or whatever.
I knew there was a free one somewhere. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what your ship's talents are. You guys got to tell me what they are.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I was like, oh, that's what it is.
I forgot.
Okay, well then the one that I spent originally, I'll spend for is the warp signature Federation. Well, damn. I guess the last one would be, can I get a read on the debris for the last momentum?
Okay, so for the debris not very big, so you could either try to scan it or, you know, beam it aboard, whichever you guys like. Or, you know, you could beam pieces of it.
Yeah. I think I'll have somebody beam it aboard, put it in a cargo bay, and let the chief have a look at it. According to the chief, I'm beaming the whole thing. Or we are beaming the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys can do that. I'll make it a difficulty 0 because it's just like beaming stuff over.
I should not be the one to roll that.
No, I was just gonna have it happen. Where's my transporters now? There it is.
Doctor, why don't you go to engineering to assist, or to the bay to assist?
Yes, sir. And I'll go down to the cargo bay.
Cool. Anything more you guys wanted to do on the bridge before
Yeah.
I jump down to?
I'll look at. I'll motion before the secondary science officer walks over. I'm gonna motion to Prax to like walk over here, where no one else is.
Yes, Captain.
Let's make the fact that we're looking for the Miramar need to know. I do not need crew members in high anxiety states right now. I'll message that to the doctor too, but I want you to make sure everyone on the bridge knows. I'll make sure the doctor and the chief knows that no one else needs to know that we're after the Miramar.
It's going to be hard to contain that information, sir, considering everyone on the bridge knows had the distress call from the Miramar.
They're on duty and they haven't talked to anyone yet, so we may not be able to contain it, but we're going to try our best. Understood?
Understood.
That's all I had.
Cool. We'll head down to I'm probably gonna assume one of the cargo bays where the stuff was beamed into, and probably with the chief and the doctor just walking in.
Doctor, what did you beam aboard my ship?
God, I hope it's not what it seems to be. That's all I can say. As far as I know, it's just wreckage, but I'm hoping it's the wreckage of something else.
All right, well, with the call to hush on this one, I'm the only one doing this, so hope you are up on your tricorder training there, Doctor. I assume you're here to help, or I'm here to help you.
It's depends on what needs to be done, but yep. And yeah, my tricorder goes out, and I'm scanning the snot out of it.
All right, so this role is going to be reason and engineering, or reason and security, difficulty 2. And you guys can assist each other however you guys see fit.
I will defer to the good doctor.
You do the main scanning, and I will help with reason security.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's reassuring.
Yeah. If you would have picked science, that would have been a whole nother ballgame, but nope.
I will have no focus in this. I'm not too worried about it. I'm studious, so hopefully... No, it requires ship systems. Oh well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about.
Nothing at all. What could possibly go wrong?
Give that to the chief while the tricorder's going.
Puts a hand up to the earpiece in her ear. I don't recognize this sound. It's not making the right noise. I don't know what design of vessel this is.
Well, that's disconcerting. Alright, but it's not Federation.
No, I know that noise anywhere. It doesn't have the right ping.
Alright.
With your permission, Doctor, I might take some photographs and start studying this in more detail if I can get more team, but I don't know if I get anyone else other than myself. Maybe it matches up with other known ship designs. If these pieces are in the same places, I might be able to jigsaw parts of it together from sensor data and what we have here.
I mean, could probably send. I could probably have. No, I wish I could help more. I'm thinking Calum could help, but at the same time, we need him to pilot. Sarek could help, but at the same time, we need her at tactical.
Very well. I'll do it. I can do it on my own for now. There's nothing. I have nothing pressing quite yet. So, and engineering's. But I will say, sir, that this is Doctor. Sorry, that this definitely isn't Federation technology. I don't know what built this really. It doesn't sound like any material I've ever heard of. It doesn't look correct. I know for sure it's not the Miramar, though. There is no refit that would make sense of this. This is something else entirely. So on that,
good news or bad news?
Okay. Actually, on that note, since it's not Miramar tech, maybe it's better I just leave this to one of the ensigns to look over, give them something to do, other than hang over my shoulder. Do you want me to report to the captain, Doctor, or should I?
I'll go. But yeah, try not to give them too much information. We don't need a panic on the ship.
One of many exercises. I just have a live exercise to work with now, so wouldn't be first for me, Doctor. Smile.
He kind of tries to muster a smile, but it kind of comes off as an awkward, like Arnold Schwarzenegger smile, Terminator smile, where it's like, you know, his teeth are showing and everything. He's like, all right, Chief, I'll leave you to it, and he abruptly turns around and walks out and goes to the bridge.
I start taking hollow image photos of the debris and load it into the computer.
Cool. And then we'll go ahead and jump to the dock back on the bridge.
What do we know, Doctor?
Well, that debris wasn't the Miramar, and that's the good news, I guess. Bad news is we don't know what it is. Chief's looking into it, but she said that she's never seen anything like it. So...
And we know that the we know that the trail leading away is not Federation.
But it's also the strongest lead we have. But yes.
How old is this? How old is the signature? Should we have shields up and go for red alert? Obviously, this is a sign of a battle.
See the doctor physically shudder at that word.
I feel fine at yellow alert. We don't know what's happened here, and we haven't seen any signs of energy weapon discharge yet.
Understood.
But I would very much suggest following the warp trail.
Do you concur, Commander?
For what the doctor reported, it was an ion trail that entered from Raman space to this location, and then whatever happened here warped away. Is that correct, Doctor?
Yes, Commander.
They weren't the same vessel, I thought.
They aren't, but They could have transferred stuff, had a fight, and the winner left.
And
But
it's
why is there no
unlikely that
Miramar?
yeah, neither of these, as far as we know, belong to the Miramar.
Right.
Right.
The question is, where is the Miramar? I'm with the doctor. I say we follow the warp trail.
Ensign Calum. Ensign Calum.
Yes, Captain.
The doctor's sending you coordinates. Let's go at maximum safe warp.
Aye, sir.
And I give him the coordinates, since there are none in this description.
Okay.
Can Carrick, so far we have not found any trace, even a warp trail of the ship we're looking for. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Can I see if there's any sort of like, if the warp trail, you know how people walk behind like single file to mask their numbers kind of thing? Can I see if there's an attempt to have like mask a warp trail, or if there's any remnants of even if spotty, the ship we're looking for as we're traveling?
Yeah. With your, I'm gonna assume like you're trying to make like a bunch of security checks and sweeps. You don't find anything outside of the ordinary.
Okay. Okay.
No, I saw where you're going, but yeah, there's nothing out of the ordinary with these.
This is
So-
how Prax gets to Earth.
So, go to warp.
Yep.
All right. All right, and then we're gonna enter the next scene. So you guys will be at 0 momentum, and we'll drop you guys out of warp. And I think we'll send this one to Carrick this time.
Quick question. How long was it till arrival, roughly?
A couple hours, let's say.
I will have spent at least an hour maybe looking at that thing. I don't know if I would have made any progress in that time.
No, nothing relevant to what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Captain, there's a ship ahead, adrift, heavy battle damage.
Can you find a registry?
I will scan.
Ooh, so let's go reason science or reason security, sorry. Difficulty 2, assisted by sensors and security.
Oh, you know what? And that might actually fall under my focus too, but
You wouldn't have made it even with.
okay.
You don't have cautious security, do you? Or you didn't use momentum?
yeah.
Never mind.
But
You could use a determination.
but he'll get something.
We cannot identify the ship, but it does appear like there's been a section cut open. Removed, even.
Can you identify any part of the ship whether it's Federation or not.
Oh, you guys can tell by looking at it that it is not Federation.
No,
So like if you go on screen, it's of alien make and design, but it's not a Federation ship. We should start there. Just from what you guys can see of it. The information I forget to put in sometimes.
Suggestions?
Well, what are known adversaries and hostile in this area? Who would have reason to shoot down this ship? And who would be in need of looting it?
We don't know most of what's out here.
From what we've dealt with, Orions, Nausicaans.
Is there any Marauder signatures? Weapons fire?
We do know that a battle happened here.
Yeah, can we figure out if there's any trace of, like, are they disruptor, phaser fire, photon torpedo fire?
That's really the only thing you guys notice is the information I gave you in regards to weapons fire.
Okay.
Are there any warp trails leading in or out of this sector?
This will be a reason and science or con or security assisted by the ship's sensors and then whatever you guys use after that. So you have 3 options really. It will be difficulty 2.
Could we have the doctor make the roll and the ensign assist with his reason con?
Yeah, I could allow an assist for that.
Then ensign, see if you can help the doctor trace any possible warp signatures.
Aye, sir.
And roll 20 crapped out again, so hold on.
Did it do it to everybody?
I'm still good.
Did it to me.
I'm alone.
Yeah, I don't see anybody, so yeah, I better jump on and jump in.
Refreshing.
As long as it's halfway working. I mean, if not, I hope everyone has dice.
I got the doctor.
Yeah, I'm back.
I see Ed.
Yeah, just jump back in.
I gotta grab my character sheet. Dr. Ewan McGregor.
Oh, and if it matters to you guys, I do have 12 threat.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know if you guys were tracking threat or not.
You show us 10 in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if that was left over from the Kismet.
Probably was left over from the Kismet.
Because they only had 5 players on Tuesday. Because you know, they have college kids and this is like their finals week or end of semester stuff.
There's my sensor roll. Or whatever
Give
it
me a
was.
second. Give me a second. I'm pulling back up my character sheet right now.
Right, and then I just need the ship with the sensor science and the assist.
Yep, I'm pulling up my character sheet right now.
The doctor's hyper focused right now.
I'll grab this ship real quick. So I got it up. So that's 4 successes.
Yep. So right now you have 2 momentum.
Oh, I didn't see that roll.
Give me a second. I'm getting ready to roll. As soon as my character sheet comes up.
Do.
You know
Is
what?
that
I know
with
what my
high
reason
resolution?
comes. I'm gonna just do this.
I mean, I'm in no rush. Like, I have nowhere to be tonight. That would be.
I do not assume.
That would be a no anyway. I'm pretty sure. I don't think anyone would have one high enough for that.
Nope.
No, 17's the highest.
Yep. Cool. So you guys still have 4 successes. Like, there's no problem there. Now I just gotta. What scene am I in? 3. I just gotta be very careful of the information I'm giving you guys.
I mean, I think we would be fine if you weren't that careful with it.
Right? The warp trail has changed directions. It's now heading 270 Mark 68.
Is it the same signature as the one we followed here?
Is it the same one? Using the free momentum
Yes.
from the... Yes.
Commander, let's deploy a buoy here so we can find this if we need to. And we can send a recovery vessel out here if need be. But I think we need to follow that other warp.
Are there
Agreed, sir.
survivors?
What was that, Takarik?
Are there survivors?
Doctor, are there survivors? Any life signs on board?
Well, so since Takarik mentioned it, I'm going to assume that he might have scanned it. So, Takarik, roll me reason security, assisted by the ship's sensor security.
Okay. Reason security.
I think that's fair. He suggested he rolls.
Yeah, Doctor's hyper-focused. It's not the Miramar. Let's go.
What I said that was difficulty 1, right? So you guys get another momentum. Do. Oh, there you are. Bam.
Yes. I don't know if survivors what to say, but there are faint life signs. There are at least 24 confirmed dead crew members. But
Can we beam them
that is
into...
that's only a fraction of what should be the complement of this ship.
Can we beam them on board?
Checking.
Yeah, so there's no shields up or anything like that, and you guys could obviously beam through the hull, so it would be no problem to beam them over.
Doctor, do you want them in a triage in one of the cargo bays?
Do we get like do we get a free question from that scan since we use the high resolution sensors?
Yeah.
What species are they?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They are of a species that you have not encountered.
Get them into Cargo Bay 2, and I hit my comm badge. Nurse Reaver, prepare for incoming triage, Cargo Bay 2. I'll meet you there.
Understood, Doctor.
Takark, do you want to dispatch security? I think you can manage all the teams to that location for the moment.
Absolutely. And she relays that information and she starts heading down.
And yeah, the doctor is right behind her.
All right, so you guys get to the cargo bay. And in cargo bay, you just see about a dozen or so people that are just very wounded beyond all recognition. Each of them have like third-degree plasma burns. Some of them have like shrapnel in them from like when consoles exploded. Some of them are like on the verge of death. Most of them have like some type of space exposure sickness to them, and you estimate that probably most of them are going to be dead in the hour, just from their wounds. Like they have been messed up by this experience. There is one that is conscious, however.
And Takarik's gonna rush over to that person and say, "I'm sorry we're meeting under such circumstances, but what happened?"
And he's kind of like twitched. The gentleman is kind of twitching in his chair in a lot of pain and like very out of breath. I've never seen anything like it.
Hold on. Before you start talking, and I give him a combination of painkiller and bronchodilator so he can breathe.
It seems to help him a little bit.
We'll do what we can for you, but the best thing you can tell us now is what we are facing. This doesn't happen to another ship.
I've never seen it before.
What does it look like?
They dropped out of warp right on top of us, and before I knew it, they were just ripping holes in our hull. I don't know who they were or what they wanted.
What did the ship look like?
And right then he kind of falls unconscious and he stops moving.
Hold on, and I check his pulse. I just want to make sure he's just unconscious and not dead.
Where are you, Doc?
I'm like putting my fingers to his.
Yep.
Like,
Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, seeing the extent of some of these wounds, I have called in most of the medical staff on board.
Yep. You do estimate that there's not much you can do for them other than make them comfortable because they are pretty much on the verge.
Yeah. Well, like they say, I had to try.
Takarik's going to tap the comm and say, "Captain."
Captain here.
Not much we can do for them. Any of them will be lucky to make it more than a couple hours. I suggest we get access to the computers if we can beam them aboard, and perhaps give them to engineering, or if we have to manually cut them out. I suggest we go through them and find what we're looking for. The attack was definitely direct cuts through the hull. They weren't able to describe the ship before they passed.
Understood. I think you can stand down on the security or leave minimal security.
Understood. And she waves at the two security. Go ahead. You can guys get back to bed.
Yeah. By this time, all the people are doped up and on painkillers and things that'll make them pass easier. Yeah.
Commander, it looks like we have an option. We can stay here to find more about this ship, or we can follow the other ship. With the Miramar's disappearance, I don't know how long we want to wait around.
The longer we wait around, sir, the longer the Miramar is going to be missing. This is our best lead to keep following this warp trail.
At that point, Kakarik's gonna make her be on her way back to the bridge. She's gonna open up the go through the doors, take her station. She says, have we found anything in its computer banks?
We don't have that kind of time, Karik. We're going to leave the system. Go ahead and release one of the buoys, and we'll come back if we have to.
But how will we assess this threat? There might be vital information on those computers about the tactical nature of this adversary and what may have befallen our ship. Do we want to meet them unaware?
I want to meet them while we still can. Every minute counts in this situation, Lieutenant.
Well, then I'll default to your judgment. And she makes her way back to her station and assumes a ready position.
Ensign, let's follow that warp trail you found.
Aye, sir.
As soon as the last person in the med bay passes, in the cargo bay passes, he walks back. The doctor walks back to the bridge.
All right. The question is, did I change the music back over? I did not. Cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and drop you guys out of warp at the next part. This will be the next scene, so you guys will drop down to momentum. And this time the ship drops out of warp again at the sign of another debris field.
Let's scan the debris field, see if it's the Miramar.
Seems to be a pattern, Captain.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Who wants to make the scan?
I can make it. What is it?
I just realized I was on mute. I was saying I could do it. That was pretty good.
Oh, I wasn't going to have you roll. I just gave you some info.
Oh. There is Federation debris out there. One of your Excelsior class warp nacelles. Other pieces of bulkhead. Is this the ship we're looking for?
I'm going to ask this out of character because the captain should know this. What class of vessel is the Miramar?
Excelsior.
Okay.
Right, Prax, it was Excelsior. I'm not making that up. Okay.
Yes, it's Excelsior.
And this just got a lot darker.
So I'm just going to kind of manage this one myself. You guys put the debris on screen, and you zoom into one of the larger sections of the outer hull, and it reveals the name of the USS Miramar.
I think that's our answer.
Do we have any warp trails leading away from here?
All right, so this is going to be that same role. It's either going to be the reason with either science, con, or security, assisted by the ship's sensors, and whatever major stat used. This one will be difficulty 3.
Can we again allow some assistance?
I will allow one assist from another player.
Y'all can manage how y'all
got it.
do that.
I got the assist.
All right. Should I roll the primary then?
Is reason science one of the options?
And you said
Actually,
reason.
So the role could either be science, con, or security. So whoever wants to make the main role for trying to track the
Yeah, I'll make the main roll,
Yeah, our numbers are the same.
and then
Actually,
you
I think
can
yours
do
is higher, Doctor.
No, it's 13 and 13.
Didn't somebody have tracking or something? Am I?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would get a focus.
Then never mind.
Uh-oh. Come on,
This is why
Caleb.
This is why we spend momentum or threat.
Yeah, we have momentum.
Bet you do. I think you could spend momentum to reroll if I'm not mistaken.
That's only for GM side.
What is it?
Yep.
You can spend
You
a
can use
determination, but it would have to be Takark who did it.
We still have the ship assist too with
I
No,
already-
that was Prax.
Oh,
See, sensor security.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can spend a determination. I'm happy to do that.
If you do that, then you can re-roll the 0.
Okay. So that's just one dice there then.
I think you have to justify it to Ed first, because it has to come off of a value.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I actually don't think I can justify it, at least not yet.
Right now we have a directive of finding the Miramar. You can use that as a determination. I mean, it was set by the captain, but it would still be.
Okay.
I mean, that's allowed, right? Using a directive as a value.
I believe that's how they work.
Yeah.
Prax can correct me if we're wrong.
No,
I'm sure.
he's right. You can use a directive as a value.
Yeah. And I probably would have accepted the needs of the many in this
Okay.
case as well.
And now, so do I change anything here for the range roll?
No, I think you just
You just
change
roll one
the
dice.
button.
yeah.
But you're only rolling 1, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so what field do I change to 1? I guess the task roll.
Task roll
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that sucks.
Yeah.
lost it.
Could I at least scan for like weapon signatures?
You don't detect any weapon signatures or any score markings on the ship.
Is there a large enough section of the ship present that we would likely find part of the computer or a console?
Another life science.
The debris is probably not big enough to have a console on it.
That's what I thought. Because the whole ship is not there.
Right.
It's just sections. It's small. Yeah.
Okay. No escape pods or anything?
Correct.
Captain, this must have happened quick if I know the Federation is not like the Klingons to stand to the last man or woman.
You don't have a choice when you're missing in a cell.
But no escape pods? Do you know of anything that would just cut a ship to pieces like that?
Doctor, can you scan for any nearby systems?
Yeah. Yes, Captain. And he stops what I just sent you he was doing. And starts scanning for systems.
All right, Doc.
Close enough.
Roll me Reason Science. Difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors. Science.
Yeah, I'm spending a momentum for dice. Genetics as a focus. Since I'm looking for something in particular.
No.
No? Okay. That's fine.
Ship came back to save you.
Right? Captain, I think I found our trail again. It's following the same heading as it was before.
Send it to the ensign.
Right away, and furiously just sends it. Like, yeah.
That was difficulty 3, right? Or was it 4?
Yes, so I got you guys at 2 currently.
Let's make a note of these coordinates in case we have to come back and search for any remains to recover.
Will do, Captain.
Engage.
I will allow this time for any open role play.
As soon as we go to warp, the doctor collapses behind the science station.
Tarek, not running, but quickly rocks over and checks a pulse.
You find one in the dock.
Yeah, no, he's in that, oh my god, my family may be dead kind of situation in the move kind of thing. So he's just like, everything's now hitting him.
The captain is gonna stand up and, noticing Takark rushing real quickly at something, he's gonna stand up and look.
Oh yeah, no, the doctor is screaming in your head.
The captain looks at the commander and points towards the doctor and says, "Commander, if he can't maintain his position, remove him from my bridge."
And Takara kind of gives the look over to the captain and the doctor, and the captain, and then she says, "Doctor, what is it to be? You staying or leaving?"
He's right. And he actually stands up and, like, tries his best to, like, keep himself composed. Like, even the like, emotional screaming you were getting off of him is slowly started to die down as he realizes if he freaks out, he's of no help to anybody. But, you know, he is humanoid. He has those moments. So.
Then, Captain, If you excuse me just for one moment, and Prax heads over to the conference room.
The captain's not gonna say anything. It looks like he's about to tell you something, which you might kind of get from serving with him for a while, is to maintain your post, but he decides not to say anything.
Main engineering to bridge.
Chief, what do you got?
I've been staring at that debris for the last few hours. I am not making any heads or tails of it. I have one of the ensigns is looking at it, but it's purely exercise now. I have no idea what this is. Currently in main engineering until I get an update from my ensign.
Understood, Chief. I'm gonna have the doctor send you all the scans we've taken of the ships we've encountered. Why don't you use some of your time to see if you can deduce anything from those scans?
Aye, Captain. I'm on it.
And I send the sensor data.
And Chief, just initially looking at the scans, they seem to be of three different ships. So obviously one's the Miramar. The other one is of a different design than the first one as well.
Okay. I'll probably go through the ship's library and start studying classifying the one, making sure it is the Miramar, make sure there's nothing weird, it's not mixed with any other debris, and I'll probably get what I don't want to hear. The other two ships, I'll try to figure out at least what class of ship they are. If they're big, they're small, civilian, military, that sort of thing. And I'm probably doing that main engineering from my desk or my panel because it's main engineering. I'm out in the open.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anything anyone else would like to run?
No.
I'm good otherwise.
Prax, you got anything?
Other than her kind of getting a hold of herself in a mental state, because she's probably an emotional train wreck at this point, she'll probably head back to the bridge after a few moments, collecting her thoughts.
Cool.
I recognize that emotional screaming.
All right, so you guys have probably been at high warp for about an hour.
And we haven't come across anything yet?
I did send something for it to Carrick.
Oh, okay. Yes. Right now we're beginning to pick up a large ship, warp 5, but it's not identifiable at this range. It's not a clear reading.
Let's go to red alert.
Oh, I get to use my red alert.
Shields up. Red alert.
Ensign, let's go to maximum warp and close the distance. And I think to Carrick, let's bombard them with requests for hail. And if we don't get anything,
Captain.
I think we might have to tractor them out of warp or something.
She begins to prepare to activate the tractor.
Okay, so you guys have just entered visual range.
And what are we seeing?
All right, so the screen pulls back and reveals whose ion trail you have been following. It is that of a Borg sphere. And with that, we are going to put in a to be continued.
Oh, damn it.
That was
Was that literally the end of the episode?
Yep.
I was calling it in the chat. Nobody checked.
Oh yeah, no, I had it in my brain, but then I was like.